ASRock Challenger 5700 XT is the definition of I'm ugly and I'm proud. As most of you know, the 5700 XT is a great performer, but the stock cooler keeps the card just underneath the melting point of tungsten. This isn't going to be a long review, we just want to see if the cooler works well and what kind of noise output we get, so let's get into it. The Deepcool Castle EX is one of the few AAO liquid coolers that give AAOs a comeback, featuring better cooling performance than the Noctua NHD15, anti-leak technology, an insanely quiet pump, and virtually inaudible sound production at idle speeds, all at an attainable price. Imagine that. Find out more information in the description below. What's up guys, my name is JD from JDTechGear and welcome back to the channel. So we got this wacky design which is absolutely horrendous looking. The shape of the shroud is fine, the color scheme is absolutely terrible in my opinion. The only color scheme this card would work with is maybe a retro 80s vaporwave PC, even that's a stretch. The design continues to the backplate as well, it's nice to see a backplate, but if it went without the yellow stripes it would look a lot better in my opinion. But if you don't care about looks, it won't matter anyways. The shroud is fairly thin, but the heatsink underneath is fairly dense, consisting of 4 heat pipes traversing throughout the card's entirety. We've got dual 8-pin connectors, just like the stock 5700 XT. Considering the thin profile of the card, it's not going to cool nearly as well as some of the thicker cards, even with the tighter fin stacks on the heatsink. Anyways, let's get to the numbers. In a worst case scenario, stressing the GPU at max with firm arc, we have some okay results. 59 degrees Celsius over ambient temperature on the GPU die and memory, and 50 degrees Celsius on the VRM. The fans spin up pretty high to about 74% max fan speed on the normal fan curve and produces about 50.5 decibels of noise. It's fairly noticeable at this speed, but no coil whine or rattling, which is good. Now playing Doom at a more realistic scenario at max settings at 1440p, we get temps of 34.5 degrees Celsius over ambient on the GPU die, 40.5C on the memory and VRM. Even though on the die we're at a much lower temperature from what we had on the firm-arc stress test, the noise output from the fans were about the same, unfortunately. So you may want to do some adjusting on the fan curve since the stock fan curve is so aggressive. This is probably due to the narrow heatsink and the fans are compensating for that. The Challenger is ugly and thin, but it gets the job done and it's not nearly as horrible of a thermal performer as the stock 5700 XT. The Challenger is $410, so don't expect any crazy overclocking as this is basically the stock 5700 XT with the heatsink on it, like a proper one, which is fine. The heatsink isn't going to thermally support any aggressive overclocking in my opinion from these results. Is it worth it? Definitely over the stock version, but if there are other cards in stock around the same price, I'd look at those cards before purchasing this one, at least for comparison. If you want to see more videos like this one, check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.